These are international rankings. These are not rankings made by institutions in Rwanda, no. Outside. This is done by international institutions. For them, we are also the most improved country in doing business reforms among the top in the world. Between 2006 and 2011, we lifted 1 million people out of poverty. That is in 5 years. I could go on and on and on until cows come home. And we still feel that this is not enough. Let nobody be deceived. This is not enough for us. We've got to do more. Every day, every week, every month, we are reminded we need to do more. And we want to do more. We just need to play our role. Everyone here, everyone in Rwanda, and elsewhere. We need to build on the energy of our young people. The youth, you should not shy away from your responsibility of being leaders of our country. You should not hesitate to improve yourselves, to study hard, to improve your talents. Whenever that opportunity has come, as it has happened to many of you who are here in North America. And that should go to improve you as individuals, but also to improve Rwanda, your nation, your mother nation. But I shouldn't end this without taking a little time to discuss with you what you read in the media and elsewhere. 2 points I want to add. So when you've read stories about Rwanda in the media, of recent, Rwanda has been in the media for wrong reasons, if I may say. About, Rwanda relating to the situation obtaining in a neighboring country of Congo, DRC. Now, I try to be brief, shorten a very long story otherwise. First of all, I want to tell you how I think unfair but also how one would even be right to be angry about it, that Rwanda is always held responsible. It has almost been established as a fact that Rwanda should always be held responsible for the neighbors' problems. But as I told you one time, or it was others, but I'm sure it got to you, that some of these problems we are dealing with in that region and the causes of those problems happened way back, even before I was born. For sure. Way before any of you here was born. But trying to shorten the long story, for me, I attribute it to two parts of the same thing. But the one part, the thing I'm talking about is the failure. It is a result of a failure. The failure of those who should manage that country, the people of that country themselves, and their leaders, coupled with the failure of the international community that has always pretended it is addressing that problem. It is a failure that cuts across these two. The people themselves who should own up to their own problems and deal with their problems. And the very international community that deploys so much in terms of resources of all kinds, pretending they are dealing with the problem, and both sides have failed together. So the easier way out of that is small Rwanda. Rwanda becomes the easier target. It becomes the scapegoat. Every single day, there is a problem in that country. Everything you read in the media and elsewhere is more about Rwanda than about where the failure is. Sometimes I'm sure innocent but ignorant people will really not understand what is being talked about. They'll be reading about a problem in the Congo, but they are reading more about Rwanda than Congo. And of course, what brought us together here is very important in this way. because I want us to understand this point. And also to understand the next point I want to talk about, this Agaciro and the Agaciro Fund that our officials might have talked to you about. Because the response to these problems in the Congo sometimes are absolutely irrelevant to actually finding a solution. Because you heard of the moment there was this noise about what was happening in the Congo, without any second thought, most of the people who otherwise have been involved or want to be involved or wanted to be seen to be involved in dealing with that problem, the immediate response was, suspend the support we were giving Rwanda. In fact, I told some of them that, by the way, I wish that some of that support you are taking away from Rwanda would be transferred to help the Congolese to deal with their problems. That way, maybe, actually, it can make some sense. But to just do it, and it has a bad taste. This way of managing affairs, where on one hand, you are part of the problem, on the other, you are the kind of judge that is just dealing with issues through punitive measures. The issue is about, taking punitive measures against these Africans, these Rwandans, There's no other way of thinking about it. They don't even understand that, in fact, Rwanda, even on the basis that we are so much focused on making this progress, we are actually the first beneficiaries and the first people to want peace and security in that region. We can't be the same people who want to make investments in our people and to make progress, to be doing the best we can to make progress in our country, and at the same time, invest in the destabilization of neighbors with whom we are supposed to do trade and do many other things that actually lead to that progress. Or maybe it is an assumption that we are actually stupid people, which we are not. How does Rwanda benefit from having problems in our neighborhood, with our neighbors? What common sense? What sense would it make? I thought this was common sense, that people would understand we are the first people to not want any problems in our neighborhood. At the same time, that we are the first people that, if partnered with, if we work together with whoever, would actually contribute best to a solution. And in the previous years, we had invested ourselves to work together with our neighbors to actually make sure that there is peace in the Eastern Congo and in the whole of Congo and in the whole region. We are the people who have been pushing more than others to have a successful integration process in our region. So why does all this not register in people's minds before they put the blame on Rwanda? So we cannot be dealing with our own problems, with our own challenges, and be forced to carry other people's problems as well at the same time. Now, for some of the sources of misrepresentation of this situation are not caused by Rwanda. Were not caused by Rwanda, including this recent problem. It did not originate with Rwanda at all. Neither did it involve Rwanda after it had happened. But some of those underlying causes, for example, I tell you one of them, we have Congolese of Rwandese origin on the other side of the border. We did not send them there. It has nothing to do with us. This is a colonial problem. The fact that borders were drawn dividing families and societies is not a problem Rwanda created. In fact, it was a problem created for Rwanda. Yes. So when people across the border talk to each other, communicate in whatever way, how do you hold me responsible for that? If the government got involved in supporting any group across the border, that would be wrong. That's what you should hold me accountable for. But you cannot fabricate a story for Rwanda as a scapegoat and turn around and tell Rwanda to actually own up that problem. That's why we say, no way. People have come to me. I mean, no, it's really, I think it's even a scandal. It's embarrassing. Some people come to me and say, you know what? Oh, before we make, you know you must say something. You say you actually maybe had a hand and so that we move forward. I say, you know, it's a terrible situation. I think some of you are lawyers here. Maybe you would help me or others understand it better. Somebody comes to you and says, you are guilty. And then say, prove yourself innocent. How do you deal with that situation? To be told to prove yourself, to prove yourself innocent all the time, and there is no effort to actually prove you guilty. There are no facts, there is nothing, but they say, no, we are saying this, prove you are innocent. How do you deal with that situation? But really, in any case, I think there has been, in my view, an overreaction, again, arising out of either frustration, but also maybe arising out of fear to be seen to have failed. You know, how do these big powers accept failure? How? How do you tell these big powers that be in our world that accept failure, even when it is obvious? No, they'd find a way of making it somebody else's failure, not theirs. That's how we have found ourselves to be in this problem. You know the saying in Kinyarwanda, insina ngufi. Iyo umuntu agiye guca amakoma, agenda ashakisha insina ngufi akaba ari yakataho indende zisumba nta. So in this context, u Rwanda barugize insina ngufi. But u Rwanda, we are trying, turisumbukuruza ngo twokuba insina ngufi. Twanze kuba insina ngufi. Ariko nk'uko nabivugaga, ibi ntabwo bikwiye kutuvana mu nzira yo gukomeza gukora uko dushoboye, yo kwikorera, yo kumenya ko ntawe utugomba ikitubeshaho, tugakoresha uburyo bwacu bwose. Kandi ngira ngo hari byinshi twifitemo tutamenya, ubimenya ari uko ubikoresheje. Kimwe rero mu bikwiye gukoreshwa bitarangiza ikibazo mu gihe gito, n'ubundi kurangiza ikibazo bizaba igihe kirekire, ariko ugomba kugera aho utangirira, cyangwa se ugomba gutangira. One way of dealing with the problem which is medium, long-term solution is to invest in this, well, here it is called a fund, but it is really something else. It's bigger than just a fund. It's a mentality. It's an attitude. It's a determination. It's saying, no, we can soldier on, we can fight on, and we should be where we want to be ultimately. This is what Agaciro Fund means. It's more than the money that may be found in the fund. It's the cause behind it. It's that burning desire to really make a difference for ourselves, even at a time we are faced with immense hardships. So I'm sure they have explained to you issues relating to the Agaciro Fund. And we invite everyone, every Rwandan, every friend of Rwanda, to one way or the other be associated, one way or another be associated with this. And it is more than the fund. It's that desire for us Rwandans to say we will overcome these difficulties. And then, of course, the investments we want from across the world. That's why we are preparing the ground for investors, whether local or foreign. And we appreciate that Rwandans will embrace these efforts to invest in our people and our people to invest in our country, to develop entrepreneurship in Rwanda, business, innovation, technology, and many other things, and working together with others in our region in the form of regional integration. So, navuga bugacya, nagira ngo mbashimire cyane. Mwakoze mwese aho mwaturutse kuba mwaje ngo twifatanye kuri uyu munsi, kandi tuzakomeza guhozaho. Mugire amahoro, mugire ubuzima bwiza.